Alright, so I'm all done with the waxing of this mold. This is for the shoulders. Now this is a Shawcraft shoulder mold, but I am going to use it for Imperial Daleks. So now that the waxing's all done, and when you wax these, if it's around 20 degrees Celsius in here, so about 10 minutes later, there's enough haze you can just buff it off. So it doesn't take very long to do the waxing. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to put on the PVA parallel film. And I'm just going to show you how I do this quickly, and I'll shut off and complete the job. So I just pour this in, and then I just mix it, move it around with a blue paper shop towel. You can use a foam brush or a rag or anything like that. It's really, really personal preference. I do like these towels. In fact, I ran out, so I stole these from Three Gringos, who's been working over in the shed here in the garage. So really quite simple. All you have to do is just make sure you get everything covered. Put a little bit in and just move it around. Make sure it's on there good. Get everything you can. And it goes fairly quickly. And you're looking to avoid puddles. So typically I start at the seam between the two because I can see that pretty good. And I'm just going to start coating everything I can, work my way around, and this goes quite fast. You want to avoid getting it thick in areas. The gum boxes are going to be a bit of a trick here, but that's not too bad. Okay, you have typically about a 30-minute work time with this, 30 minutes for it to dry fully. Working it is pretty quick. Keep an extra cloth around in case your paper towel disintegrates on you, which doesn't always happen, but it has happened on a couple of occasions. So you can see how I've just got a nice little layer on there, and I can now just rotate it around and keep on going. And when I do when I let it go for the final dry, I am going to, that's a little much. I am going to leave it with the gum boxes up so that if there's any extra into here, it will drain down and won't be stuck up in that area. Make sure you get your wood, that's your bottom and upper frame, and a good coat on where your seams are. Doesn't hurt to overlap, go back, overlap areas. You've got more than enough work time to get this whole thing done, and it really goes very quickly. So by using the paper towel, you get a nice thick coat of this on. I don't like brushes. Using a brush is going to leave too many streaks, too many open areas. And it's imperative that this covers every bit of your mold. Because more so than wax, this is what's going to help you part your fiberglass off your mold. Waxes, can't specify how important that is. It's definitely important, but getting a good coat of this on is just as important. You can see how fast that's going here. It's going really quite quickly. Once again, I'm going to spend a little extra time on the gun boxes. And when I did the last dome, I had a little too much, and there's a bit of a puddle of it in the bottom. Once it's dried up, then you pretty much can't touch it. So, if you go back to the cloth and try to pull some of that puddle off, then you're going to end up with a spot that doesn't have any on it. So if it dries, deal with it, make your fiberglass part, and just do any repairs you have to do afterwards. I got lucky because I did have a little bit of a puddle on there, but it didn't deform the dome at all. It actually turned out pretty darn good. So there, I've got my gum boxes really well, and that's it. I'm just gonna double check that seam. Everything's good. Just double check this. So I've done this whole mold in relatively little time, and I've only used one cloth, which is kind of nice for a change. So now I'm just going to let this sit up like that, And I see a couple of spots down here that are a little bit thick, and since it's all still really wet, I'm just gonna very lightly come in here and just brush them. And that takes care of it. Now I'm going to give this about 20 minutes to dry. Having it up like this, if there's anything stuck in the gum boxes, they'll drip down a bit, but I see no drips, so I think I'm good there. And that's it. About 20 minutes time, I can go start fiberglassing, and that'll be the next shot. All right.